You wake before the sun, not because you want to, but because something inside you can no longer sleep through the weight you carry. You lie still for a moment, feeling the quiet, feeling the ache, feeling the stubborn pulse of a life that refuses to give up on you. There is a kind of silence that hurts, and a kind that heals. You are learning the difference. You breathe, slow, intentional, present. The world hasn't awakened yet, but your mind already runs. It remembers yesterday's failures, last year's disappointments, old wounds that refuse to fade with time. You exhale. A quiet whisper rises inside you. You cannot live in the past and move toward the future at the same time. The ancients knew this pain. They walked through storms long before you. They faced heartbreak, betrayal, loneliness, the heaviness of being alive. And still, they rose. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." You repeat the words inside your chest, not as philosophy, but as medicine, because life has pressed on you hard. It has broken some things you cared about. It has taken people you loved. It has left you alone in rooms where you once felt safe. And yet here you are, breathing, trying, borrowing courage from the quiet. You rise from the bed slowly, not dramatically, not triumphantly, but steadily, as someone who understands that strength does not roar. It whispers, "Get up." The floor is cold. Your legs feel heavy, your spirit uncertain, but step by step you move. You wash your face, look at your reflection, and see the truth you have been avoiding. You're not who you used to be, and maybe that is the point. Growth does not happen in comfort. Transformation is born from friction, from resistance, from the quiet rebellion of choosing to rise when falling would be easier. You stare into your own eyes, searching for something, a spark, a sense of direction, a reason. You don't find it, not yet, but you feel the possibility of it, and that is enough for now. You step outside, cold air greets your lungs. The world is dim, painted in shades of blue and gray. It feels like the sky is holding its breath with you. You walk, one slow step, then another. The world is quiet enough for your thoughts to speak clearly, and they say, "Why does it hurt so much? Why do I feel lost? Why can't I forget?" Your mind searches for answers, but your heart whispers something simpler. You are hurting because you are changing. You are lost because you are shedding old identities. You cannot forget because you have not forgiven yourself. And forgiveness is a long road. Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind just as labor strengthens the body." You feel the weight of those words, because you know difficulty well. It sits beside you at breakfast. It follows you to work. It lies next to you at night. It echoes in every unanswered question you carry. But beneath the pain, something else is forming, a kind of inner steel, a quiet resilience, the slow rebirth of someone who refuses to surrender. You reach a small hill overlooking the waking city. Lights flicker, engines rumble, doors open, lives begin. People everywhere are fighting their own unseen battles. And you belong to that world too. A world of people carrying invisible weights with silent courage. You sit on the cold ground, and for the first time in a long time, you let yourself feel everything. All the emotions you locked away, all the fears you tried to silence, all the dreams you buried because life felt too heavy to hold them. You let them rise like smoke. This is not weakness. This is cleansing. This is the kind of honesty that shapes the soul. You close your eyes. Memories surface. Pain, loss, mistakes, moments you wish you could rewrite. But instead of fighting them, you watch them. Like clouds drifting past a mountain. Epictetus once said, "We suffer not from the events of our lives, but from our judgment about them." And in this moment, you understand, your suffering wasn't only from what happened. It was from the stories you told yourself about what it meant. That you weren't enough, that you were broken, that you were destined for disappointment. But these were stories, not truth. The truth is quieter, gentler, more patient. You are wounded, yes, but you are not ruined. You are scarred, yes, but you are not finished. You breathe again, this time deeper, stronger. The wind brushes your face. The sky opens slowly, light pushing through the horizon. A thin line of gold cuts through the darkness. The world grows brighter, and you feel something shift inside you. A small, subtle pull, like the beginning of courage. You rise again. You walk back toward your life, toward your responsibilities, your challenges, your fears. But something is different. Your steps feel rooted. Your breath feels steady. Your heart feels awake. You have not solved everything. You have not healed everything. You have not figured out everything. But you have remembered something you forgot. You are still here, and being here means possibility. You return to your room, the same room that once felt like a prison. But now, it feels like a beginning. You sit at your table, open your notebook, and write a simple line. Today I will not run from myself. You underline it. Once, twice, until it becomes a promise. Your day unfolds slowly. You move with intention. You work with presence. You breathe when stress rises. You hold your ground when fear whispers. You do not chase perfection. You chase honesty, strength, control of the one thing that has always been yours, yourself. Throughout the day, you feel moments of doubt, moments of weakness, moments when the old version of you tries to pull you back. But each time, you pause, you breathe, you remind yourself, I choose who I am becoming. And that choice is everything. Hours pass. The sun rises high, then begins to fall. The world shifts from noise to quiet again. You step outside one more time. The sky burns orange and red. Clouds stretch like brushstrokes across the fading light. You stand there, still, silent, listening to the world exhale. You reflect on the day, not with pride, not with shame, but with clarity. You faced yourself, and that is the rarest courage. Many people climb mountains to escape their minds. But you climbed inward, into the cave of your own fears, into the shadows of your own past, into the echo of your own struggles, and you did not turn away. Marcus once wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Your pain has become your teacher, your obstacles, your path, your past, your foundation. Night settles slowly. Streetlights glow. The world softens. You walk back home, a little taller, a little calmer, a little more certain of the person you are becoming. You enter your room. It is dark, quiet, familiar. You sit, hands resting gently, breath steady and slow, and you whisper something to yourself. Not loud, not dramatic, but true. Tomorrow I will rise again, because this journey is not finished. It is only beginning. You are learning that strength is not the absence of weakness. It is the mastery of it, the ability to stand in the storm and choose not to break. You close your eyes, feeling the final rhythm of the day, feeling the quiet pride of surviving every moment you once feared. In the silence, you sense it. A new life forming, a stronger self emerging, a deeper peace growing from the soil of your pain. You breathe one last time, slow, deep, present, and the night wraps around you like a promise that you are still in the making, still unfinished, still becoming, a promise that even through heartbreak, disappointment, failure, loneliness, you remain capable of rising. You sit in the quiet dark, not hiding, not escaping, but listening. There is a softness in the silence, as if the night itself is teaching you how to be gentle with your own heart. Your breath settles, your thoughts loosen, your spirit unfurls like a tired hand finally releasing what it has clutched for too long. Something within you whispers, not in words, but in feeling. You are allowed to rest. You close your eyes, and for a moment, you allow yourself to simply exist, without judgment, without pressure, without the constant demand to be stronger than you feel. The world is quiet, but inside you, a transformation continues. You feel the echoes of old mistakes, but now, they don't crush you, they teach you. You feel the ghosts of lost chances, but now, they don't shame you, they sharpen you. You feel the fragile ache of dreams that once seemed impossible, but now, they don't haunt you, they call to you. Slowly, you open your eyes. A question drifts through your mind. What would my life look like if I stopped running from myself? And for the first time, you realize the answer is not terrifying. It is liberating. You rise from your seat, no urgency, no rush, just a steady, deliberate movement of someone learning to walk with their own soul. In the dim light, you see objects around your room, simple things, unremarkable things, but tonight, they feel different. The worn notebook filled with unfinished dreams, the quiet stack of books gathering dust, the cup you used this morning, a jacket thrown over a chair. They are reminders of a life lived half awake, a life paused, a life waiting for you to return to it. And you realize something profound. You have not been failing. You have been waiting for strength, for healing, for the courage to begin again. You pick up the notebook. Its cover is rough beneath your fingers. Its weight feels honest. You open it. Blank pages stare back at you. Pages you once feared. Pages you avoided because they demanded truth. But tonight, you are not afraid of truth. You write, slowly, thoughtfully, without pretending to be more or less than you are. You write about your fears, how they led you, shaped you, protected you, and sometimes misled you. You write about your pain, not as an enemy, but as a messenger. You write about the person you were, the one who fell, broke, cried in secret, kept going anyway. And then you write about the person you want to become, not perfect, not invincible, just real, whole, aligned. When you finish, the page is not beautiful, but it is true. And truth is a kind of rebirth. You set the notebook aside. Your mind feels clearer, not empty, but spacious, like someone opened a window inside your chest. You step outside your door again, drawn by a feeling you can't explain. The air is cold, crisp, alive. You walk down the quiet street. The night is vast, the world asleep, but you feel more awake than you have in years. Your footsteps echo gently, a steady rhythm, a slow drumbeat of a life reawakening. In the distance, you see a small light, a street lamp glowing alone. You walk toward it, and as you reach it, you look up into the halo of soft light. Dust particles drift like tiny stars. The world seems to pause around you. Here, beneath this silent light, a truth settles into your bones. You are not your past. You are not your failures. You are not the brokenness you inherited or endured. You are the one who lived through it, the one still breathing, the one still trying, and the world has always belonged to those who continue. A quiet strength rises in you, not loud, not explosive, but rooted, the kind of strength that builds empires within the soul. You remember something Epictetus said, "No great thing is created suddenly." And suddenly, the pressure you placed on yourself feels unnecessary. The fear of being behind fades. The rush to prove yourself dissolves. You understand now, your becoming is not a race. It is an unfolding. A flower does not bloom by force. A seed does not rise by fear. And you will not grow by self-punishment. You walk farther, letting the night carry you, letting the world breathe around you. Your mind wanders through memories, moments that used to hurt, words that used to sting, people who walked away, chapters that ended too soon. But now, you observe them from a distance. You are no longer inside the pain. You are beyond it, looking back at it with eyes that have learned. And you whisper softly to yourself, "I survived what I thought would destroy me." The weight of those words grounds you. They feel like roots sinking deeper into the earth. You realize something else. You owe yourself a life that feels like truth, not the one others expect of you, not the one fear forced you into, not the one pain convinced you was the only option. Your life, your direction, your becoming. You turn around and begin walking home. But this time, your steps feel different, more certain, more present, more alive. You are no longer escaping the night. You are walking alongside it, learning from it, growing within it. When you reach your door, you pause, hand on the handle, breathing deeply. You feel the shift inside you, subtle, gentle, but unmistakably real. You open the door, enter quietly, sit once more in the stillness, and you whisper a promise to yourself. "I will not abandon myself again." The words settle like sunrise behind your ribs. You sit in the dark a little longer, feeling the truth of your own existence, feeling your heart beat with an ancient resilience, shared by every soul that has ever struggled, fallen, risen. You remain seated in the quiet. The night settles. The world softens. Everything that once felt sharp inside you begins to round, to loosen, to unclench. There is a stillness in your chest. Not empty, not hollow, but calm. A calm you earned, a calm carved from chaos. You close your eyes and feel the gentle truth of it. For the first time in a long while, you are not fighting yourself. You are not bracing for the next blow. You are not drowning in memories or fears. You are here, fully, completely, unapologetically. This moment is small, but its meaning is enormous. You breathe, deep, slow, connected to the quiet pulse of your life. You think about your pain, how it shaped you, how it forged you, how it stretched you beyond your own belief. And you feel gratitude, not for the suffering itself, but for what it awakened. A clarity, a resilience, a fierce and quiet strength that only those who fall can understand. You remember Marcus Aurelius again. The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. And you understand now, your thoughts are no longer your enemy. They are becoming your compass. You rise from your seat, slow, grounded, certain. The dark room feels softer, fuller, warmer. Not because anything changed around you, but because something changed within you. You walk to the window and look out. The first hint of dawn brushes the horizon. A thin, pale light. Fragile but persistent, it reminds you of yourself. You rest your hand on the glass and feel the coolness meet your skin. You are not the same person who woke this morning. You are not the same person who broke years ago. You are not the same person who once feared their own reflection. You have shed something, old weight, old wounds, old beliefs, and in their place, a new self stands quietly, breathing with you. You close your eyes, and without forcing it, a small smile forms. Not wide, not bright, just real, soft, true. You whisper to the dawn, I am still becoming. And the light seems to answer, rising gently, softly, like a hand lifting your chin. You step back, take one last breath in the dark, and let the world fill your lungs. You are ready, ready for the weight of tomorrow, ready for the work of healing, ready for the quiet daily discipline of becoming yourself, ready for the storms and the sunlight that will shape you equally, ready to walk forward, not as a perfect person, but as an honest one. You turn toward the door. The day is waiting. Your life is waiting. Not the one you lost, the one you are building. With calm steps, you move toward it. Your heart steady, your mind anchored, your spirit rising like the dawn behind you. And as you open the door to the new day, you carry with you the deepest truth of all. You are not finished. You are not broken. You are becoming.